this one. It should be okay. Alright, in the meantime, I'm gonna change up my spray tank. Oh yeah, that's good. I gotta put it. Hang on, let me fix that. See, here's the funny thing about this. This might not work as well as I want to, but we have a Mr. Bean face. If we put Mr. Bean face on my bag, then if I walk away, it should actually track me. That's kind of funny. Alright. Yeah, I don't know if this is... Oh, so that one's working. Okay. So that's cool. Good news. Good news, we're streaming on YouTube and streaming on... This is... Dude, I don't know. There's just a lot. There's a lot going on here. How you guys doing? I guess what we can do is take this window, minimize it, and then we can take this window, and then can you pop out, chat? Oh, take this window. These ones go, it's going to be on left, and it's going to be on right, and we'll just do that. So then we got both. Oh, really annoying though. Because you just want something to work. But it's no worky. Kidding. Infinity. What's up? Oh, I don't know. I just get that thing where I try too many things and then before we know it, we're here. I don't even know if it's worth it. Probably not. I've got a Chevy Bolt that I gotta tint. So what's up? We're doing 50 on the front doors. Doing 20? 20 on the rear. So I guess let's get that. No, it's wrong. It's wrong now. Alright. So this is the 50. Oh, really? You got a short? You got a short appointment? I don't think I have that. Nah. Fine. Let's split it. I think I had a short curtain, but I don't have it anymore. That actually makes it work pretty good. I think that we have 90. Yeah, it is what it is. I know microphone's not going to be good. Because I can't put a microphone on this. It's really dumb. Not yet. I've got to get a smaller iPhone first, and then I can put a smaller one. Annoying. Alright, so let's tape this off because I just have to get started here. I'm trying though. If I do this, we're on AirPods Pros. There's a lot more people here on YouTube, isn't there? Where'd that window go? This one? Yeah, something like that. Alright. It's probably going to be sometime in July.
Yep. No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, classes are probably going to be sometime in July.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's a hard thing. We're working though. It's it actually fixed it. It seems to be working. Seems to be working okay with the Mr. Bean face. The things you have to do. Turn out good? Yeah. Rip.
I was like, dude, I cleaned this. I was coming to show you how dirty this was. And then I see that the etching is on facing me, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looked good.
Oh, well, that's good. At least you did one of them.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, oh my gosh, it's so bad. The hard water on the outside.
I was just watching the F-150 live stream. It was like you need some kind of tracking camera. Dude, I've been working on some sort of tracking camera forever. Love what you've done with the shop. Thank you. Yeah, it's at its peak cleanliness right now, which is really nice. It's tracking really well, but it's a combo. It's the me face. The what?
Carbon blades over here. I didn't want to step in front of your motion tracking.
Well, it's tracking Mr. Bean right now. Or should be. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long that lasts for.
By the way, I like these carbon blades for shaving. I've never used them before for that.
Yeah, they're really good for that. We're still good? Hey, there we are. Alright. Let's start with front doors. And then I think we're gonna have to plot the other side. So DJI Osmo wouldn't work. I should dig into that app a little bit. But I don't know if you can track while you're live streaming. And that's kind of it. Is like there's so many little things that need to be addressed for this to work right. I mean, the tracker itself can be, oh my god, I forget. It can be, there's a whole bunch of things that can get in the way, basically. There's way too many things that can get in the way. It's been really frustrating. So all I want to do is stream. But the funny thing is, like, when I turn away from here, I walk around too much. So if I'm just doing this, then it's fine. But as soon as I turn away and walk around, it loses track of me. So I literally had to tape a Mr. Bean face to my back. And then it worked, so I can turn and then it'll Other than that, I don't know what that was. I have no idea what that was. But then this morning I just find out that if I put this on on the tracker that's right now, there's no room for a microphone. So it literally kicks my phone right off. So I have to get a smaller iPhone in order to stream like this, or else I sound like shit. It's really annoying. So, I don't know. I'm working on this stuff still. I always am.
Do you need a different iPhone?
Yep.
I have a 6S with me.
I need one with a better camera.
I don't know, that one's like 10 years old or more.
I just ordered a refurb 14 Pro Max because it was like, I literally found out this morning that it's not gonna work. So then I had to order a 14 Pro, and then I'm gonna send the 14 Pro Max back. Stream's working well on YouTube though. On TikTok. What?
Did you get your key?
Huh?
Did you get your stream key?
Yeah. And it's really annoying how it works. So you have to go. So if you want to stream on TikTok and YouTube at the same time, you have to use like a third-party app. In order to do that, you actually have to join an agency, and then they'll give you a stream key. And then you are required to stream so many hours a week, or so many hours like a month, or something like that, which is great because the baby's on the way, so rip. But then, what else do we have? So then you go like into the app, and then you click stream key, and then the stream key itself always changes. So then you have to send the stream key to the device that I wanted to actually stream off of. So I have an iPad just sitting there, just so I could get the stream key. Because if you get the stream key, you leave the app to go to the app that you're going to use to stream, it can just kill your stream. So the idea is like you're supposed to do it on like a PC. So you go on the TikTok app, you get your stream key, you leave it open, you put that key on your PC, and then I guess you just don't use your phone or something? I don't know. They don't really give you much info about it. They just say don't close your TikTok app while you're streaming on a PC. So that's annoying. But I got this all set up, and it was supposed to work fine. And then it decided to not. But I did a more... Here, let's do this. And then we'll lock it right here. I did a more, what I would consider old school trick that I used to do. And I did it on an RTMP server. And now it's going from my phone to Restream out to TikTok and to YouTube. And that is working beautifully right now. Except now I have the classic chat problems. So I think I need to set up a Windows PC. So because I can download the Restream chat app, which is what I used to use. I can download it for Mac, but it doesn't have the text-to-speech feature, but it has it on Windows. So now I'm a little upset. I don't know. This all is just really kind of a lot. Okay, but anyways, we're doing 50% right now. We are trimming this out, double cutting, so it looks as light as 35 does right now. Nice thing is I can freeze this here if I want to. We can just like put that there. So we're gonna shift this over. We're gonna go about halfway. So I got a little overlap on the front, little overlap on the back. And then I still got a guy with an Audi. Oh, that might have been him calling back. Ooh, I think I need the business thing. Let me go check that, because that might have been him. We had somebody book this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Where's this? You have the shop phone? Oh. Well, who called? Because we just missed one? Or did that guy text back?
Oops, I went to the wrong phone.
Yeah, you were on there. Oh, yeah, he didn't. No. Yeah, I was trying to tell this guy to come in earlier, but I was trying to tell this guy to come in earlier, and then I was trying to call him. But he just, decided to schedule last minute this morning because he saw an open spot. Ooh, yay, tint today. But.
So what am I'm trying to get him here sooner?
Well, now sooner. Well, yeah, a little bit. Like by noon would be okay. I got some other stuff that I got to do today, but if you guys want to try and knock out an 84 with a windshield, I would rather it be the bolt. But man, so many things. Interconnecting Apple devices, my phone's being the streaming thing, so now I can't get messages on my watch because my phone's open. Dude, this just doesn't end. YouTube's doing real well though. How are you guys doing? It's been a minute. This is what's weird for me. So normally it'll be flip-flop. Normally I'll have like far more people on TikTok and not on YouTube. The YouTube graph is just outpacing whatever I was streaming before. So blue max or red line. Portrait mode, bummer. I know. Believe me, if I could do both, I would. But it sucks. in about 1,000 different ways. But for blue max or red line, neither for me. I'm more like the hybrid. But if you're gonna pick a harder squeegee, red line. Red line is basically Fusion's version of the blue max. They wanted blue max, but they couldn't get blue max, so they made red line. All right, so we're gonna trim all our edges, make those nice and straight. I feel like the best thing is to stream just off of a thing for TikTok, and then on YouTube, go horizontal on another thing. But that it makes things like stupidly complicated is what I hate about it. So we'll figure out this voice thing. I think I gotta set up another PC. If this guy shows up at 1, I'll be able to do like the windshield for sure.
Alright, he didn't answer.
Yeah, he's being annoying. It's frustrating.
Hope it's not one of the viewers.
Well, if it is, then call us. Yeah. Super chat. Oh man, that's
I've never seen one of those.
with 1500 ISK. We're probably from Russia or something. Thank you. We're just watching videos when everybody's making videos. True. Did I set up this side? Oh, I was smart. I did set up this side. Overall, I know it's not perfect, but this is working okay. For now. All right. So that's there. Let's get a heat gun. Been watching you for years. Been watching you for years. Now about to get back into tinting. Nice, very cool. But yeah, thanks so much for the super chat. I haven't seen that in a long time. All right, so let's actually shrink a window here. So we're gonna line this up here. It's gonna be a little hard to see with 50%, but I'm gonna snap shrink this. So I'm gonna grab this lower corner here. I'm gonna lift this up right about there. We're gonna take the heat gun and probably about 5 or 6 inches away. You're just heating up mostly the bottom edge. You're getting that to pull inwards. So then when you let go, see these little waves here? No, you don't. Why? Because it's harder to see it, because it's 50%. And then take hand, that gets nice and tight. Take the corner, right like that. That's what you're looking for. That's strong. So now I can go to the other side and do the same thing. I feel like this is a roundabout way of literally just streaming on YouTube. Whoa. That's why we need a better magnet. See, there's always something. Phone down. Rip. But we're still streaming.
Phone with no case.
It's got one. I was trying to find a case with a better magnet ring on it yesterday. I think it's more so the mount than the actual case, but I have a ring coming today. That might help, and a lighter phone might help too. You see what I mean? This is just tough. So let's snap shrink this one. How was the flat glass class? That was good. Thank you for asking. They frosted the whole back wall. It looks so much better once that door's closed. And you can really see it. But yeah, class project. They frosted the whole wall. Class went really well. It was a good time. I can see the spike where when I dropped the phone, we lost a bunch of people. I think they literally got kicked out. They fell out of the stream.
This guy was doing it.
It was probably really jarring. Oh no, was it not that bad? YouTube graph, you funny. Let's see. Is there any other workaround? I could try. I'm trying to remember the website. There was there's an app that I could use that would help me stream from one platform to another, or like hear the text to speech. Sorry, I'm just going up. Whatever. Speech chat. That's what it was called. That's what it was called. Hang on, let me open that. Because we might be able to connect this. Easy way to tint back windows. What kind of back windows? Okay, we'll see if this works. I need you guys in YouTube chat to say what's up, hello, and then we'll see if this works. But in the meantime, we'll get this actually installed. Oh my God, it's working.
So I'll give
Look, see this? That's you guys. That's actually working right now. What's good? Hello. Hey, boss man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh my God, this is kind of cool. So does it track through 50%? Oh, no. Everybody is gonna do a light percentage from now on, so it's easier to see what's going on. That's what we're gonna do.
We're only doing 50 and 70.
Yep, that's it.
We gotta test 35.
We only believe in light shades here at Detroit Tint Studio. But good. Okay, so chat is working. Do you just heat the bottom of the film when you're shrinking the side windows? And yes. I'm not going to confuse you too much. I'm just going to say yes. Shrinking is kind of up to the orientation of the film. So when you unroll it on the vehicle, you have the core, and so you want to shrink. You can either shrink out the top or the bottom. For doors, it just makes sense to shrink them out the bottom. How can I get window tint so no po-po on my butt? You could get a doctor's note depending on what state you're in. That would really be your best bet.
Still get pulled over for it, though.
That's true. You could still get pulled over for it, but then you show them the doctor's note, and then you're okay. So no fofo. So no fofos on my butt. I like that. See, now I have to use like my head to kind of like show what I'm doing. So like if we're going atop the window, It's a bit much. But if I duck in the frame, it loses me. So I gotta stay up, or I gotta stay down.
Just put another face like back here.
This is tricky. Yeah, it's just, like legitimately tricky. Alright, we'll figure it out. But I could pause it for this part. Well, what fun is that? What fun is that? Alright, we're good to go. So we're gonna pick up our pattern. I like to just set it right over the top edge here. Peel one of the corners. Then we're gonna, good Lord. Let's stay there. It's too, for certain things tracking, for other things not as much tracking. So we're gonna take this side, we're gonna tuck this in, make sure the front edge is totally flat. We're gonna go the other edge. That back in that way. We're gonna do this. I use vinyl wrap or vinyl wrap business. I want to know if you offer flat glass class. Yes. We are likely to have another class in July. I just have a baby due anytime in the next week or so. So it's a little hard. It's a little hard to plan that kind of stuff. Congratulations, thank you. Yeah, so we had classes last week. We went all 5 days, 3 days automotive, 2 days flat, and it was just a lot. The classes went well and everything. I think on the next one though, we're gonna just separate them. Different camera. Yep, we're on a phone right now. Kind of simplistic, and I don't necessarily love that. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Second child. Yep, baby number 2. We have a boy right now, and we're gonna have a girl. 1 boy, 1 girl, we're good. Have you tried solar effects films? No. No, I hear good things though. Have you ever thought about doing classes outside of Detroit? Man, I cannot travel other than for vacations or with kids, it's impossible. Thought about it yet. But you can come here. It's easier for me. But I also have this cool place that we can practice out of, which makes it more better. Because that's another thing. Getting the proper space to practice in is kind of tough. Now you know the difference between a small bubble that will go away and the heat once it dries. Ooh, contamination questions. So, in most cases, there isn't much that can be fixed. So just know that. In most cases, it probably needs to be redone. But if you can feel it on the inside, that means that it's a spec. And you can see a lot of specs. Also, if there's any air in it, so if that spec or air or water pocket has bright white in there, then it's not going to go away. So one way that you can help manage that kind of stuff is tape your side seals. It's really like one of the best ways to do it. Thanks for getting the scrubby pads to my house fast. You're welcome. That was all me. That was these guys. One's behind a wall now. But you're welcome. I hope you like them. Okay, so let's tape. We gotta tape this door here. And then we'll work on cutting the back. I have the other side all trimmed and ready to go. But I'll set up this one. I did my first tiny job. My gas saver the other night could have gone worse. So you tinted your car last night. Oh my God, wet hands makes this hard to, 32. This is gonna be like a complete reversal. We'll just stream on YouTube instead of TikTok from now on. Sad. I'm just pretty convinced that there's no way to combine both of them. Okay, so this is a very new car. This is rubber seals. So you wouldn't necessarily need to tape this one. This is more out of habit for me. I bought the tint and the tools you use and tried it myself. No clue why I keep getting bubbles and fingers even after using the heat gun. So window tint is mostly about like finesse. Most of the dirt comes from your installation. It's a real challenge to learn everything. The tools can help, but the tools are never a guarantee that you're gonna get a great result. So always pay attention to all the little steps that happen. But good news is that you can practice and re-watch some of those videos, and hopefully you'll get a good idea of what happened. I don't shrink anything, got a couple fingers. Well, you should probably, in most cases, you're gonna wanna shrink your door windows. Even if you're pulling out the seals at the bottom, I would suggest shrinking. I always do. Yeah, window tint is like, even if you watch and do all the steps, it's like, in a way, it's kind of like art. It has that kind of like practice to it.
Can't even tell if I did a good job. The hard water's so bad. But you can on this side. No dirt.
Nice. Oh, this has rear heated seats. That's fancy. I like that. All right, so this side's all taped up, ready to go. Let's cut the other windows. There's one small thing to note about these back doors versus the front ones. I'm over here. Does window tint always come out with no spots? No. I mean, I think in most cases you're gonna get something, albeit that something should be pretty small. But it's really normal to have something. But that something should be really, really small. You don't want anything major that's going to, get in your, or like be really, really distracting to look at. So we're gonna double cut this one. I have a 36-inch roll right now. We're gonna split it in half. And the difference between this back door and the front door is on this back set, I have this beveled edge right here. It comes up and then it comes there. So where it bevels here, all the way over, that's gonna be the top edge of my window. So I'm only gonna trim from here and here for my sides. Environment has a little to do with it, have as much as you think. I've tinted in a lot of dirty locations. I used to tint in the same bay where they would make speaker boxes at like a car accessories place. Well, LA is totally awesome and scrub pads remove all my, yeah, if you use that kind of stuff. It's still messy, but that stuff does a really good job of scrubbing your back windows especially. On the doors, I would just take razor blades and scrape those. Okay, so I got one side cut. I'm also gonna trim this bottom edge. Right like that. Pull that away. And then we're gonna slide this over in that direction, forward. We're gonna slide this over here. Nice. I somehow have extra soap. Not a lot, but enough. I kind of like it. I miss my windows being a little slidey. And so for this side, we've got this edge right here. So we're gonna take this knife right here, right like that, tear that away. And then we're gonna slide it back over. So a little overlap on both sides. And all we're trying to do is take away our gaps. Little overlap on the left, little overlap on the right, little overlap on the bottom. Firmly tack that in place. I'm gonna trim away that so it doesn't stick to my paint. And we're gonna roll down this window. So take this and go straight down. Oh my God, YouTube vertical, what are you doing? Okay, cutting your top edge is gonna be, we'll try and get in a little close for this one. Cutting your top edge is gonna be a little tricky, but if you're using a thin carbon steel blade, this thing is like paper, see? Compared to, this is my normal stainless. This thing's like a block. So take a thin carbon steel blade, and then we're gonna cut this in two different spots. We're gonna go from here to that point, and then we're gonna go from that point back up. So I have about this much blade out right now. We're gonna go right up here, poke in, and then my knife is angled forward in the direction I'm cutting, and then we're gonna go right out the edge. Right like that, that's one cut. But if you pair this blade too with a plastic knife, you get really, really good cuts. Because there's two parts to this. The blade needs to be really, really sharp, and having a thin one helps, but also the plastic, like listen, hear that? It literally hits the glass and holds the tint right against the top edge as I'm cutting. So let's go back down to this corner here. Right out that, tear away. There we go. That's our top edge. So from here, we need to round our corners, and that's just a matter of playing connect the dots. So I'm gonna go over to a cut board to do this. I've done it for a long time on the car. But for a good illustration, see how well you can see that? We're gonna take this cut. This was going straight up. So we're gonna follow that cut straight up, right like that. Let me snap my blade too. This is the top edge of the window. And I wanna continue this going straight out. And then I'm gonna round the very edge. Are you planning on reviewing some other tints from Amazon? Not really. We would need some sort of a very thorough testing process that would like test them long term, not really just throw them on the car and see how they work. But your cheap carbons, your cheap ceramics, they're just not gonna be clear. And they're always gonna shrink a little bit more difficult. I mean, that might change soon, but I wouldn't switch. I wouldn't ever try and switch to something like that. There's too much business at risk if you do something like that. So like, I'd be concerned for like film failures. All right, so now we're gonna cut this straight down. So we're just following all these lines and rounding corners. That's all it is. It's basically that was a weird comment. How long did it take you to get a little of motion? What? Like, how long did it take to get decent? I mean, I trained with somebody for a couple years. I didn't really feel competent until like a year into it. But that's kind of different now. With the amount of resources and information and just if you training classes help speed people up a bunch. I'm not just saying that because I actually have one, but I'm saying that because I've seen people. You can go to our site. We're not trying to push classes. We don't have any dates listed right now. But they're genuinely helpful because there's a few things that people do consistently, and having some like somebody over your shoulder to kind of like, especially for shrinking, there's so many like little steps that no matter how many times I show, seem to get missed. All right, so we're gonna see how this lines up. Nice. Can you show how to use two sheets at once, or can you show how to... Okay, so we just cut it out with two pieces at the same time. So what I'm gonna do now is just separate these pieces, right like that. But in order to do that, I took my initial tint and I flipped it. So you're cutting out reverse, two patterns at the same time, but they can't. One needs to be flipped for the other side. Mr. Bean. Because when we do our tracking, it actually follows Mr. Bean. I think, yeah.
Looks like it's a toy car. You got a package.
Oh, I think those are my rings. My magnetic rings.
Did you order?
Unless Luke ordered it. What?
Did you order labels?
Yeah, they're there.
I ordered them yesterday too.
Well, cool. We'll have extras.
Yeah, we have lots.
Does GeoShield sell directly to consumers? You can buy from 313tint.com. All right, let's open this. Okay. I gotta stick this to the back of my case. Orange pepper. So, and then hopefully my phone won't yeet itself off really hard like it did before. So bear with me. We're gonna, let me wipe this off. But we're gonna fix this up. No more RoboCop. It's hard to do everything. And we're trying to mix TikTok and YouTube. And right now we're successfully streaming on both. Alright, so you guys wait 1 second. This is really important. This has to be done now. And then I'm going to line this up here in the back. And I guess if this doesn't line up, then we're just going to put another one on. Perfect. All right, let's see. Let's see if you guys stick better. Yeah. I'd say it's like mediocre. I think it's the actual mount itself. Sorry for all that shaking, but like that's how we figured stuff out. So if I pick up my monopod and I set it down really hard, you guys are probably gonna hit the floor. Can you say the website again? 313tint.com. Where's my heat gun over there? This. I need this. Sometimes it does a really good job. Okay, so we have to shrink this. I know you guys want to see this part. So it's getting close here. So we're going to snap shrink this one again, even with this curve. I'm going to pick up the film here, bottom corner, and keep my knuckles against the glass and see how it pulls off the glass like that. I'm just going to be heating right here along the bottom edge. And this is going to start to curl inwards. So like it pulls that way, because when you heat it in here, it has no choice. But you don't have to do it a lot. You're just getting tension in here, and you want to see it pull flat. But that's shrunk. That's ready to install. You look much better without the beanie, and I'm sure less sweaty. Way less sweaty. It starts like irritating my forehead. So like the beanie thing was cool and everything, but like it worked well. But I have a small camera too. You really have to heat the side windows. Okay, there's like a great debate about heating side windows and not heating side windows. It's kind of silly, but every door window has a little bit of curve to it. So I always suggest shrinking them before you install. But if you like to pull out the bottom seals, then you don't really have to shrink as much. You still might have to, but you wouldn't really know until you start doing this a lot, and that's where you kind of figure those things out. I think I'm going to cut the back window on the plotter. Watch me figure out how to set that back up again. This is going to drop down. Let me grab a razor blade and a towel. How do you prevent creases and small fingers even after shrinking? So if you shrunk it right, you shouldn't have fingers. I live in California. I want my windows tinted on a 2014 Honda Accord. I want to limo tint all the back windows, but I'm not sure about the front windows. Any suggestions? I want to limo tint all back windows, but I'm not sure about the front. I would do 20. It's the most common lighter shade. This is 20 right now. So 20 will give you like silhouette privacy, where it's easier to see through when you're in the car looking out. Like no problems looking through it. And then people trying to see into your car have kind of like a silhouetted version of you. So you just see like shadows and stuff, but you can't see people very well. Also consider 50% on your windshield. Because if you do the side windows and nothing on the windshield, you're letting a lot of light in the front still. Are you removing glue? No. What's a good amount of inventory to start out with? That's a really good question. I would just try and sell a tint job. It kind of depends on your budget, but most people, they're just looking for window tint. And honestly, that's what I was installing for years. I didn't have dyed carbon and ceramic. I just had a high quality dyed film and I just tinted cars. So if you just start with doing that, see how that goes. Having a good, better, best model is great. And if you book somebody that is looking for something like that, well, you could just schedule it a couple days away, order film, and then you have it for the job. All right, so to install this, we're gonna start with the top left section. I just do that because it's the longest section on this door window. And we're gonna slide this into our side seal. Then I'm gonna put this part up on the glass, then take this corner, kind of roll this up, flatten out that leading edge, tuck this back in the other direction, and line up my top edge. So I can put this as close to the top as possible, as long as it doesn't go over. Looking real nice. We're gonna start pushing out some of this water. What do you do about the dot matrix on an F-150? Nothing. You let it dry out and you leave it alone. Dot matrix are one of those things that you just can't make look significantly better. So it's not a great answer, but that is the answer. I'm thinking about buying Apex 35 on the front, 15 on the windshield or on the rear windows. I did the math. I could get this. I could get this by buying a roll of 35 and stacking the rear. Oh, I see. Instead of buying a full roll of Apex, buying a 35% and stacking them. Yeah, that would be fine. The only thing is tint is not warranted to stick to more tint, but you would get a darker effect, like basically what you're looking for, 35 on 35. I would just suggest waiting for the doors to dry before you put another layer over them, and then you'll be fine. Hey, here's a lesson on what happens if you forget to shrink a door window. See these popping up right here? It's not great. They're not really that bad, but it's not great. But I'm worried about those popping up and letting dirt in. So I want to be very direct about pushing them out one time and really not giving them a chance to pop up. So big swipe. These are not very curved windows, so we might have just gotten away with it. So when you see the door on the other side, I shrunk that one. I usually shrink passenger side and then driver side. You guys just help me forget. So, whoopsies. Looks like everything's settling. If this was a more curved door, that wouldn't have turned out well. Would not have been good. Fast movements. It doesn't like fast movements. What's your best dad joke? Oh man, I don't even know. I can't think of one off the top of my head. I should have like a whole bunch of them, but they just kind of happen. But I asked ChatGPT to explain how to tint windows using dad jokes, and that was really funny. What material do you have on your floor? Race deck. This camera is amazing. It's really funny, isn't it? It's a little bit all over the place, kind of like me. Mr. Bean. I had to Mr. Bean. So this camera is funny because if I'm looking at you guys, it's fine. As soon as I turn, it's gonna start tracking Mr. Bean. So you actually you have to, it's always gotta be looking at a face to work. Otherwise it just keeps turning. What's the name of the software you use to cut tint? Right now I'm using Core. Core's been really, really good. Watch. It'll probably do something weird. Yep, see? It just kind of keeps going. Hi. I bought 3 tracking things in the past 2 weeks, or week, and I'm kind of spent on buying things just to try them like that. How long have you been doing tint? About 15 years. I need both windows up at the same time. I bet it's working too. Ooh, I should see. But overall, it's working. Get tats of. We'll put we'll get a face on both arms. Legitimately would help right now. I just don't know if that would be the thing in a couple years. For the stream. That's kind of how this stuff goes. It's really annoying. It's you don't know what's gonna work until you really start playing around with this stuff, and then it gets frustrating. Do you not have a plotter? I do have a plotter. Plotter's right over here. This is a Graphtec FC 9000. I'll probably use it for the back window. What's the best car you had in your shop? It's not that impressive. I don't know, Audi R8, I think. A pretty specced out one. But I'm trying to think if there was anything. I get a lot of decent new cars. Not really high-end hyper cars or anything like that. What kind of soap do you use? I use Tint Slip. I'm kind of flushing out the line from yesterday. We're installing 20 on the back, and we're doing 50 on the front doors. I forgot I have this little back thing. What's the best ceramic tint to use on cars? I mean, I use GeoShield Pro Nano. Apex is going to be a slightly better ceramic because it's 2 layers instead of just 1. 50 on the front doors on this one. It's kind of a rare request, but I showed 35 and 35 was too dark, and so he was pretty positive about 50. He doesn't want much tint. He just wants a light tint on front. Where do you get your tint? I get it from GeoShield, because that's what I use. Alright. This is kind of a good angle to show how the like pickup process goes. I think I'm gonna take my pattern. I'm gonna peel it. Drag this down. We're gonna go right here in the middle and then flat across. And then we're gonna pick this up. Right like this.
Pause to get the course off with.
Oh no. Headset decided to connect to something else. That's annoying. Core software is I think for tint right now it's just $150 a month. If you want like tint and PPF, it's a lot more expensive.
Very nice shot. What would you recommend for the front windows and windshield if doing 20 in the back?
How do you disable AirPods from connecting to multiple devices on the same account? Every 5 steps that I do, there's like 100 little extra problems that come up. Okay, disconnect. Cool. Headphones want to connect to everything. All right, tucking. Let's take a look here, and we'll tuck the film.
Does lifespan of ceramic tint depend on the brand the installer to start doing tints? What should be my first step?
All right, let's get this one tucked in, and then we'll fix my headphone issue. So we're gonna peel out the liner, right like this. How much slip in a 3-gallon tank? I use about 1 ounce per gallon. That's kind of my go-to. You could use more or you could use less. The idea is you just need it to slide without getting, without it sliding around forever, and then you need it to tack up when you want it to. So we're gonna tuck in this corner here. That's gonna butt up here. I'm gonna tuck in this corner. And then I have to lift my tint to tuck it into the seal. We're gonna pick it up, get it nice and flat, and then just like that, that gets tucked into the seal. Knock, knock, who's there? Squeegee out one side, we'll squeegee. We'll squeegee out the other side. Perfect. Ooh, I'm glad I used that one. They have control over the voice. They're gonna be ruthless.
How would you go about marketing tint?
How would you go about marketing tint? It's just something people search for when they get a new car or just here and there. So you want to be where they're looking. So whether that be Google ads, Facebook ads. Google ads directing people to a dedicated website is a little better. They all can work really well. But think of Facebook and Instagram like a billboard. And think of Google as a more targeted, like I'm looking for tint right now. So those ads then cost more on Google, but they should be a little bit more effective.
When Geo having another conference?
This stream looks better than TikTok's.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He makes it look so easy.
What, on YouTube?
Yeah.
Nice. Why did it look like shit when it was just streaming from the phone though? That's what I want to know. We need to.
Shop is looking good.
There we go. Why did it pause?
Got it down.
Wow.
Tick token toker chert.
Hang on. I think we gotta just take this out of here.
Face green smiling.
Let's hook these up to the computer. What are we connected to, though?
Tick 2 is doo doo kaa poo poo. Where are you located? I need a good tint person. At Brian, it's successful.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out some headphone issues. Okay, Bose, you're not doing anything. You want to switch, and then the Bose ones. I don't know what's going on with my Bose ones. And I also don't know why my stream paused.
Tint job ring job jobless. I have a great job IT professional. I still want a side job at a tint shop cause I want that skill set.
Holy shit. It's just not doing anything. Yeah, it doesn't. I think it's connected to the phone. How do I?
Yes, there's a nice profit to it, but it's all about dedication.
Device that's on that account now. It's like kind of scary because you can't just then tell it to just stay on there. It's really annoying. Muted? Mute audio. No, it should be good. We okay right now?
Is what?
I'm talking to chat. See, this I don't get. I don't get why. Am I still live on TikTok?
I never saw it anywhere. I never looked.
Well, can you check?
Yep, on it.
I am the IT guy. Okay, let's install this door. I think.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's not frozen?
Well, it says you're live.
Well, does it look like I'm streaming or does it not?
No, it just looks like you're loading.
Okay, so it's not working. Weird. The stream is now out of.
Oh, I can hear it.
So the video paused somehow.
Yeah, look at the video.
Yeah, it's goofy. Where's my restream window? This one? Let me try and just kickstart it. Streaming. Yeah, because change to portrait. It is in portrait though. Is it different now? No, it should be okay. So we're okay on, I think on the YouTube side of it. Yeah, YouTube's fine. Yep, all that's okay. TikTok is just frozen right now. I don't know why. But these are kind of fun things to find out. Resume.
No, YouTube is small.
Yeah, YouTube is small because it's portrait. We're gonna get a bunch of angry people coming in. I know, it's in portrait. But it has to be. Alright, let's do this. Let's do the rest of this. Where's my razor blade? How much heat does Pro Nano block? So when I do a heat lamp test, it blocks about like 75 to like 85% of the heat. Damn format. I know.
Comes up nice on my phone.
On TikTok or YouTube?
Oh, YouTube.
Did TikTok ever recover, or is it still weird? There we go.
Oh, yeah, I'll get covered from somewhere else.
Yeah, I tried restarting it, but if I end the stream, I need a new stream key. And then I have to like copy it over and then restart it, I think.
Oh, this is what they mean by the format.
Oh. So it's not even like properly portrait?
It was full screen earlier when I was looking at it, but it's not now.